Hey y'all, it's your girl Need to Be Watching. Let's get into these clips regarding the LA fires and I'll have some comments afterwards. Thanks for tuning in. This is crazy.
Hi. Just be okay. You're gonna be okay. Hi.
What did you love and lose in the fire?
I lost everything. From a guy with everything to nothing. I spent my whole life helping people. And I didn't think it would happen to me, but it did. But I have my health and my life. About 10 or 12 years ago, I was going home, going up lake, and I see this person sitting on the bench shaking, which I knew him anyway, because I coached him when he was in high school. He says, "Where's your jacket?" He says, "Coach, I don't have one." I said, "Okay, go back." I ended up giving all of my jackets away. A lot of people helped me when I was a kid, so that makes it different. I used to have a sporting goods store. Then I started giving away shoes because when I was going to elementary school, I prayed many a days because my shoes had holes in them that it wouldn't rain. So, it's short of money, I give them the shoes anyway. The young man today drove at least 200 or 300 people to see their houses, and I offered to give him some money for gas. He says, "No, I won't take it, Walt, because you wouldn't take it." Maybe he's gonna be my replacement, which wouldn't be bad, you know? I'm one of these dumb guys think you can save the world. I would think that way till I die. I've been knocked down before, but not like this. Times are tough, but I'm not giving up.
I don't have those no more. Yvette said that this guy's house was touched by God.
It had to be, because it sure didn't burn.
But if his house is touched by God, what happened to the rest of the neighborhood?
God didn't care about us. It's there, it shows it right now. But I'm going to let this go, and I'm going to close my gate, and I'm going to get out of here, because it's just making me sick.
The craziest part about the fires happening right now is like half the city is burning down and people are losing like their entire lives, and half the city is business as usual. Like things are open, restaurants, people have to go to work. Like it feels so strange being here right now, and it's like this very strange vibe in LA. Like some places are saying, please use delivery services. They need to make money, but other people are saying don't have non-essential people out on the road. Some offices are requiring their employees to use PTO or vacation days if they don't want to work in the office this week, which is crazy because the smoke is so bad. I think a lot of people are going to be sick this weekend coming up and into work next week because they're not allowed to stay at home. Some of us that thought like we would never have to evacuate are slowly like watching the evacuation zones get closer and closer. Not to mention all of the apps like Citizens, Neighbors, Watch Duty are going crazy with comments, misinformation, disinformation, new fires popping up everywhere. It's so stressful to be here right now, but also feels more stressful to leave as well. Anyway, gave Hippo a new toy because, you know, times are tough. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. Oh, sorry.
What's happening in LA right now is not normal. It's not normal. I don't care. I lived in California my whole life, and this shit is not normal, especially in the winter. How is it that every year we have a devastating fire and we still don't know how to fix the shit? And this affects all Californians, not just in Southern California. $18 million was cut from the LA Fire Department. $18 million that would diminish the ability to prepare for and respond to large-scale emergencies. That's not strange to nobody. And when the mayor was asked, did this budget cut affect the wildfires that is going on right now? She said, "I'm confident that it did not." Confident? It's been 48 hours. What do you mean you're confident it did not? Like, I need an investigation done. Like, how do you know? How do you know? And this really hits home, even though I'm in Northern California. The city of Oakland, in which I reside, has done the same thing. Yep. Cut the budget, cut the budget for the fire departments, y'all, and they closed down a couple of stations, and they plan on closing more next month. The fire chief of Oakland said that there is a great amount of impact with the stations closing, but his department's job is to lessen the impact to them. He also said because it's foggy and it's not the season for wildfires, that they felt like it was a good decision pretty much. I'm praying for LA. I'm praying for all cities in California, because if this is how we distribute the budget, we cut the fire department when this happens to cities all over the state every year, that is scary, especially with them trying to justify it. Like,
the state of California has deployed the National Guard to look out for looters because Gavin Newsom says that looting is not going to be tolerated. Let me tell y'all something, okay? If you truly think that people are getting in their vehicles to drive to areas that are actively on fire, to loot homes that have essentially been reduced to ash, I've got beachfront property in Idaho ready for you to buy. They are lying. And every time isn't, let me go steal from these people whose homes are actively on fire. No, that's not. And to be quite honest with you, if people do loot during natural disasters, I wouldn't even care anyway. But the fact of the matter is they are not. So now.
All right, the People's Reporter, as you refer to yourself, it says at least 20 people have been arrested for looting in the wildfire evacuation zones in Metro Los Angeles this week. I find it interesting because in your video you said, why would people be going to an area that is burnt to ash? Nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to be looting because there's nothing to loot. But somehow, some way, 20 people have been arrested for looting in evacuation zones, in zones that are burnt to ash. Can you explain that to me, please? I personally don't see the problem with people wanting the National Guard to come into the neighborhood and keep watch to make sure people don't loot their belongings, what little they have left. I don't see how anybody could have a problem with that, to be honest with you. Now, if you want to talk about who's going to be suspected of looting based on race and all that, then be my guest. But to sit up here and say that nobody loots during natural disasters, that's bullshit, and you know it is. And you said you wouldn't even care if people were looting during natural disasters anyway, so y'all are crazy.
So now we have the Canadian firefighters coming to aid in LA fires. We have the Mexicans coming over and fucking helping out and aiding in the LA fires. And now the Black South African firefighters just landed to come also aid in the LA fires. So the world coming together is beautiful. But the way you fucking certain Americans treat other people that are not from here or don't look like you need to really rethink a whole lot about what you think and feel about these certain demographics of people. Okay? Because at the end of the day, when you put that uniform on, they're all there to do one thing: save lives and fight them fucking fires.
What is totally not cool is commenting on people's videos of them saying, my house burnt to the ground, and being like, nobody feels bad for you. Really? I do. I feel bad for you. Do you want to know why I feel bad for you? Because I once had nothing and worked really, really hard to be able to have a decent lifestyle, be able to afford things for my kids like groceries. That was a luxury for me 5 years ago. Be able to pay my car payment on time. Definitely a luxury for me 5 years ago. To be able to have a light in my house and not have to turn it off in the middle of the day because I can't afford the electric bill. That was a luxury for me 5 years ago. You are not understanding the level of humanity that's in this conversation, and it's really starting to make me vomit in my mouth. You have taken the money issue. There's no ability for grief in someone who has money because they're not human. What that tells me is that it's a you problem. And the you problem that you're currently having is that you feel entitled to a different lifestyle than you actually have. And what you're looking at is someone else, and you're saying, you didn't earn that. Yes, they did. And it bothers you because you don't have it and you feel that you're owed that lifestyle. I'm not a rich person. I can just pay my bills on time. What I can tell you, though, is that rich people have things that are very expensive to replace that insurance companies don't care about. Let me tell you what else they have to replace that insurance companies don't care about. Their kids' artwork. Their kid's very first onesie. My kid has this really cute bear that I made him for his first birthday with all of my favorite onesies that he wore in the first year of his life. Guess what I couldn't replace in a house fire with insurance? That. You know what else I couldn't replace in a house fire with insurance? My grandmother's 100-year-old ornaments that I've collected. I don't get to have those back. Imagine a house fire ripping through my home and then me walking in and seeing 300 ornaments that I have collected over my entire lifetime that my great-grandmother passed down to me, who died, who was a World War II survivor, and this is all I have left of her. That would be crazy. You know why? Insurance doesn't cover that. Insurance doesn't replace humanity. And that's the part that's really bothering me about this conversation, is that you think that rich people aren't human. And the reason you think that is because you're jealous of them. So I'm really glad we could have this conversation. And what I hope is that you could stay out of people's comment sections today that are crying that their houses are turned to ash in the ground in the LA wildfires. And that you would stop telling them that they don't deserve to be sad about that because they have money. Do me a favor. If you don't have anything nice to say, stay out of people's comment sections. You're weird. Yeah, you're weird. And you should go to therapy, and you should talk about the fact that you don't think that people should feel grief who have money because you're jealous of them, because you feel like you're entitled to a lifestyle that you haven't actually earned.
So real quick, the ancestors had nothing to do with the fires in LA. Let me say this again for the people in the back. The ancestors had nothing to do, and I'm speaking specifically for black people that keep with this whole, the ancestors this and they are setting ablaze, because I just was watching a video where this lady talked about Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or was it Tuscaloosa, Oklahoma, my bad. But she, shoot, whichever one. I'm seeing so many of y'all go on these, like, what they call speech pieces, like you saying something, but you ain't saying nothing. Because when I see the victims of these fires, I see people that look like me. I'm seeing brown people. I'm seeing people of all shades. I'm seeing people of all ages. I'm seeing elders, black elders, who have said that they put their hard, work and money and they built their homes, and they've been in these homes for however long, and they lost their homes in these fires. And y'all get on here just loud and ignorant, talking about how this happened because of what the Europeans and the white people, when they are not the majority. I mean, they are not the only ones who lost, homes in that freaking fire. Y'all sound crazy and haters. For real, big haters. Because a bunch of them, whatever race, was like, we came here, they came from humble beginnings, they went there, wherever, built themselves a home, or moved in with their savings, or wanted just a better opportunity, a better living environment. All y'all hear is celebrities and rich people that live there. But I'm looking at stories of people that look like me, people who've come from the neighborhoods I came from, and they made it to where they are, based on their hard work. I even saw a post Janae made. Janae Aiko had to do to shut y'all down, talking about, hold up, don't do that. I come from humble beginnings. She was like, she said, no one gave me anything. I worked my butt off to get to where I am. And it's sad that during this time, these people have to get on here, and they really don't have to, but they're getting on here to let it be known, like, hold up, I'm not, some spoiled brat. And my thing is, whether you were or weren't, you lost your home. Who cares? Even if it was a home your parents gave you, or that was passed down to you, or because you are rich and you still lost everything. So it's like, for y'all to get on here with y'all hate speech, okay, thinking that you speaking this way towards these people in their time of need is going to get you any blessings. The universe is always listening. And that's why a lot of y'all still where y'all at, because you hateful. And all you do is spew hate and dissension and chaos. That's all you do. Bringing up what happened to black people and black communities during that time to justify what is going on now makes no sense. Because for all you know, it could be their lineages living out in those same neighborhoods that made it from where they were at, and now they living over there, and they come on here and they got to justify to you, no, that they deserve to live where they was at. So you should, like, Where is y'all heart? That's what I'm saying. And now you got the Bronx in blames. I was looking at something, I don't know if it's true, talking about Ghana. Like, people are going through it all over the world. Now is not the time to think you got to edge up against anybody. Because in the blink of an eye, it can be you. Real quick. Y'all need to be careful what y'all saying. Period. And the real gag is, black people are so quick to talk about the ancestors doing this, the ancestors doing that, when most black people don't even talk to their ancestors. Y'all don't have relationships with your ancestors. And it shows. Because if you did, you would know half the stuff that y'all claim they out here dibbling, dabbling in, and they ain't got nothing to do with. They still waiting for y'all to acknowledge them. All right, so let's get into it. All of this reminded me of the time when I was younger, and my mom, anytime she would go shopping or buy, like, we would get a new TV or furniture or whatever, she always would put her boxes outside at night. Why? Because she didn't want everybody in the neighborhood to know that she got something new. Because why? That's when you would get robbed or people would start watching your house. That was in the hood. So when you see people talking about, oh, well, they rich, they got it, and blah, 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 blah. Even in the hood, people got to watch their back because people was like 2 snaps away from trying to get what they got as well. So my thing is this. At the end of the day, we are all human. Anyone going through a natural disaster where they are losing anything is sad. Because like I said in my video, most of us are a blink away from being in these situations. So to say because they have money or because you view them being in a better situation or a better neighborhood, it's not a big deal. It's a terrible way to look at things. Again, I love everyone's commentary. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'm just like, where is the love? Like, where is the heart? People are just on this whole, oh, well, they're rich thing. But thanks for tuning in. I'll catch y'all with the next video. See y'all.